Hi, loved ones. So I'm gonna do some like sacred poses. It's been a while since I came on and did this, but I want to. So, because I'm super long and tall, it's really important for us to like take moments to stretch. And some of you can't go all the way down, which is fine, but it's good to try. Pulling the energy all the way up. And then feeling like somebody's like stretching you all the way. Oh, stretch, 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 stretch. And then to the floor again. I can do it all the way, but some of you can't, which is fine. Sometimes I put my elbows in between. Sometimes I put them out. The key is to make sure your head touches your feet. My boobies are too big, so I can't get or not your feet, but your knees. My breasts are too big to touch my knees with my head, so it's kind of like a chin pillow. And then we reach up. Oh, again. Feels so good to stretch all the way up. Another way, something that I've been wanting to do is these ones where you reach your body up. I have a little sexy skirt on with my outfit because I have company coming, so I'm trying to be decent. And the other side, and I guess this way would make sense. So you do that, and then and then you reach your leg up, and then you do the other side. I have too much in my room to be doing this. I'm way too long. I'm like almost 6 feet tall. Where did you come from? See, I hit it that way. Which one's missing one? I don't think it went there. Maybe I don't need it on there anymore. Yeah. What does this one sound like? It's kind of dinky anyways. We don't need it. Alright. I'm like, fudge about that. I don't need fudge though. I love it. I love stretching because I'm so tall. I think that it's good to like pull yourself from the top and then pull it from the bottom and then like stretch it. Ah! And froggy pose. Bounce it out. Just how I used to eat cereal in the morning over the heater with my little nightgown around me because it was warm. Stuff my vitamins in the heater while eating my breakfast. Pulling it up, 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 up. And oh, it feels so amazing to stretch. Yeah. Bring it in. I actually have a broken toe. But it's numb now. I was able to heal it, but I healed it while it was broken. I didn't have the patience to pop it back into place. Well, my right foot's the one that I broke on my drive home. But I'm just I have to pop it back into place and then wrap it. Put my salve on it. It'll take like 2 days of bed rest. But it's like a lot to do bed rest. If you don't want to do bed rest, and I don't like doing bed rest. That's why I have to do stretching now. Don't forget to stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Okay. That was amazing. It feels so good inside my body. I'm like, yay. It's good to put your feet together too. Like I like to lay like this I like to lay with my feet together, heart open. So good. And I usually, like, if you came in my room and you hung out with me, I have my own, like, I have my bed, and then I have my guest bed. I have, like, futons. I'm selling those t-shirts. They're, like, 1980s to 90s concert shirts that are, like, worth a lot of money. And a friend of mine who helps out regularly, a beloved, was asking me to sell them. So I just recently went through, like, washing them, making them perfect, measuring them. Like, I wasn't into the t-shirt selling thing until yesterday. Got started on it, educated myself on how to do it, and I have to do, like, an auction for them. Things I'm, like, literally exercising when I'm talking to you. This is what I do regularly. Some of you are like, how do you stay so fit? And I don't try to, but I'm, like, hyperactive, and my body's long, and I get tight if I just lay in one place sometimes. But when I lay like in the tomb. It feels like I'm in a tomb because I do it, like, I literally, like, am elongated. You can't really see it right now, but yeah. So I lay where my body is straight, and I'm, like, flexing it, and I make it very strong, very solid. And if I lay on my side, I suck in my stomach. I put, like, blankets to hold up my my breasts if I don't have a bra on, to help my back, because some people wake up with their backs hurting and different things. So, like, through the night, if I feel any pain, I adjust myself and I apply my salve that I make, which is great. It's amazing. And very healing. Thank you. That's nice. Yeah, this is what I ate for breakfast. I didn't actually eat it all. I take, like, a couple of bites. So that's, like, quinoa, chlorelia, reishi mushrooms. There's some other mushrooms that I added. They're not psychedelic mushrooms. They're, like, food mushrooms. And lentils, sprouted lentils. It's important to get sprouted lentils and sprouted quinoa and know where they came from, or trust them. If you don't trust them, just wash them a lot. You can wash it off with lemon water. Different types of, like, aloe can hold on to things that are debris and, like, get rid of it too. And then I do like edamame. I do like tofu because I don't eat animals. So you have to be careful, make sure it's real edamame tofu and not, like, the fake stuff. And it's not every day. I used to do it every day, but my booty got too big from that. And I have to be careful how much tofu I eat, because it is something that I enjoy and I don't want to get addicted to it. So it's my reality. I have to be conscious. But anything that's easy to digest is good to nourish with. And vegan. I'm very vegan. And the bird flu stuff for sure has helped me to not even want to eat eggs anymore. I used to eat eggs occasionally, but not now. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, Mom, you shouldn't be eating the eggs. My mom's like, but I like it. And I'm like, but Mom, it's not really a good idea anymore. There's other things you can eat for, like, protein. My mom's like, but I know what I like. I'm like, okay, well, stubborn. Some people are stubborn. They're like, oh, I want to eat the cheese and I want to eat the eggs, even though, like, they're throwing them away and they're saying that they're sick and they're poisonous and that they cause different illnesses for them. They still wanted to eat. Some people are just like, they just know what they want to eat. I guess that's kind of how they are. You heard the terminology, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I think you can. I really do. And I've been trying to train my mom. It's working okay so far. We've trained her a lot, like to not drink cow milk,
to be more natural, more vegan, and just occasionally she'll have like her little bouts where she needs her eggs and she craves turkey. She is part Caucasian, so yeah, part being Syro-Caucasian, they like to eat turkey. Not every nationality. I don't believe in like all races don't like turkey, but I think that like same with the sweet potato pie and the pumpkin pie. Like there's certain cultures that would not eat pumpkin pie, and there's certain cultures that would prefer sweet potato pie, or banana pie, or like tea with honey, or tea with cream, or tea with cake, or different things. So it's just different cultures, different vibes. I'm so mixed with so much in me that I can't just specify one natural desire to be just one of my nationalities. I think that it's amazing to be so mixed and not have to worry about racist stuff or like comparisons based on how mixed I am. I can speak in any language I want in all my nationalities. I can speak all of them. And if I don't know some of them, I will ask those who are part of the nationalities to teach me the languages of love from my cultures that I didn't get to receive from my own family members the same way because, it's like too much. Because of, I guess they no longer were breathing. And yeah, there are multiple generations of family lineages that history in America is not the same. Like they didn't all teach their children how to speak the languages, or the grandchildren, because they were running away from those lives and away from those cultures to start something new, and they thought that America was a place to come to do that, so they didn't feed their children that knowledge and wisdom. But for some reason I came in speaking all these languages. My mom thought I was speaking in tongues until we started to identify the languages that I'm speaking, and it's actual languages, real languages, like authentically real languages that I'm singing in and speaking in. And so I came in like this. Even my Spanish teacher was amazed. She's like, how did you know how to speak Spanish before these classes? I said, I just remember. I remember these languages. So I speak ancient languages, like Sanskrit languages, Hebrew, Arabic. But I learned Arabic from the Yemeni family who took me in when I was 14. I left home at 14 after a couple of major horrible experiences that I didn't feel protected or supported from. So I went to move in with the Yemeni family who I felt safe with, and I felt more family to than my own at that time, based on the disrespect that I had experienced in the home that I was birthed into then. And I moved home around 17 because they tried to marry me to somebody from Yemen named Smokey, Rakib Abdul, who ended up being a sociopath, murdering all of its wives and setting his own store on fire for insurance money, which is crazy. And I got out of that by moving back home, gave him back his engagement ring. And yeah, I ended up getting married a few months later, right out of high school, like 2 weeks out of high school, I got married. That was nice. That lasted 17 years. I was married for 17 years to the same person, so I think I did pretty well as an adult. I think that, we waited to divorce until our kids were almost adults, because he met somebody he wanted to marry who it was like the McDonald's version of Barbie. Like she made McDonald's foods, and it was just kind of a different kind of gal. And he was into like white chicks who looked like boys anyways, so it was nice. He got to experience that But she did have she did kind of look like, I don't believe in gender specifications, but kind of like Marcy Darcy meets Barbie. How to explain it, but it was a nice gal, and they seemed to like each other. So I was like, okay, let's do our divorce, and you can enjoy your being that you decided to be with, because I was already doing celibacy for a long time, so I wasn't even tripping off none of that. I was like, you go do that, I'm gonna do me. And yeah, our kids made beautiful babies. One of them is here with me now, that we created, so it's so nice to experience. You know, he moved far away. He moved to like Texas, and it's nice. You know, they get to go do that thing out there. He's a big barbecue guy. I think that they do a lot of barbecue out in Texas, so he probably is really enjoying the barbecue and stuff. Californians don't do it as much because the weather is so like wild. It's either super cold and freezing, or it's hot and cloudy and moist. It's beautiful weather here, but it's not like barbecue weather, whereas Texas seems like a barbecue area. Anywho, yeah, life is beautiful. I feel like a responsible adult. And sometimes I feel like a child because I'm very innocent when it comes to certain things. Some of you saw my podcast that I posted recently with Michael Ray Bowers. That was an experience if you want to take a moment to look at it. I did post it on my Facebook page, the full interview, and I was blushing so much. Like, I had never, like, I've done a lot of interviews, okay? Like, I get interviews multiple times a year from multiple types of individuals, and they do surprise me with their questions sometimes. But Michael, hands down, was the most awkward interview so far that I've ever had. No, not ever. There was that one from, like, the UK, or no, I think it was Germany. I got interviewed from somebody from Germany. That one was really awkward and creepy too, but this one was like real life. Like we met each other. I was in town from doing a retreat. The retreat that I did was, so there was a porn convention, and one of the stars that were getting hosted there for that event had called me up and said, I want you to do retreats so you could teach them that they don't just have to be in the, like, selling their bodies industry, that there's other alternatives for them to focus on rather than just that. And I was like, okay. And she's like, and I want you to provide organic elixirs and organic food so that they can feel what it's like to be pure, to detox them and cleanse them through the journey. And they gave me the master bedroom. It was this huge mansion. It was beautiful. I have it online too, where I did the sound ceremony for them, and it was so freaking extreme. Just talking about it makes my tummy like feel nervous again because of it. It was so extreme. So it was beautiful. We did the sound ceremony, but there was one individual who tried to approach me who was in the industry, who was like, you know, the snake in the grass, the one who wants to like be like, oh, you seem really intelligent, how can I get you involved in this industry? And I'm like, no, thank you. I'm here to bring the healing, you know, the changes. And that being wanted to have the healing too after I did everybody else. And I, for some reason, didn't feel called to do it for that individual because they were just sitting there mugging and stuff. And so I was like, oh. So Michael contacted me after seeing the video, Michael Ray Bowers, and was like, there's something off about that dude that you did that healing on. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, don't trust him. I was like, I already acknowledged, like, it was a whole incident that occurred because of this situation. Like, it was a really big thing that happened. So it was very exhausting to do that event. It was beautiful, very sacred. I got paid like almost $8,000 for that whole weekend, and provided the organic elixirs, the healing the organic food was purchased based on my suggestions because I was going to do the grocery shopping, but they're like, no, let's just like make it easier. And so it was nice. I got like the suite room and big bathroom, big shower, which I prefer to the bathtub. And I had the option of locking my door when shit was going crazy outside of the room. And it did go crazy. Like it got really insane actually. For a moment there, it was overwhelming. And because of the incident where somebody, the one that Michael Ray Bowers warned about, tried to come on to me, and I said no. And it was just it was a whole thing. And I just tried to pretend like it didn't exist. And then I talked about it to somebody, and it just became like a thing. So it was a beautiful experience. So after that, I went to go pick up Michael Ray Bowers to go do our podcast as agreed, and from his apartment. And then we went to my hotel, which is in something called Noro or Noco or something like that in Hollywood and LA area. It's like, I guess he called it the ghetto. But it was a nice hotel. It cost like $250 for just in case you make a mess in the room. So it was $150 plus $250 that I got back later for that room. And we did the podcast in there. It was very interesting. It was very beautiful, but very surprising nonetheless. It's always an adventure when you do anything with Michael. So Michael just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Michael, for the birthing. Happy birthday to everyone just now who had a birthday, and to all of us, and to me too, for when my birthday comes. Let's see. I know I said a lot of stuff and I wasn't even reading your messages. Thank you. Hi, Max. Greetings. Hi, Kakadka, Rochapa, Fernandi, Rashid. Thank you. Hi, Ahmed. It's not the same Ahmed. Ahmed is not the Ahmed they try to marry me to. Ahmed's from Egypt, not Yemen. If you say somebody from Egypt is from Yemen, they would be so mad at you. So it's not the same Ahmed. It's a different. Ahmed is somebody I work with musically. Really cool musician, has toured and stuff, and teaches music to others. Yolo, what's up? Hi, Kolosha. Greetings, loved ones. TikTok. Carlos, Ninja, Suf. There's so many of you. Hi, loved ones. Greetings. So, yeah. Now you've gotten some inside scoops about the video that I posted recently with somebody on the bed with me. I had to go pick him up from his apartment and bring him there for our podcast, because it was a good place to do a podcast at. And I was just coming in from a huge weekend retreat, and I was exhausted. I felt very dirty, and that's why I kept like rubbing my back and my shoulders, as I was like super sore from already doing a lot of work and healing others. So I did get to relax after dropping Michael back off at his apartments, and it was nice. So, and I made it home safely right before the flood. There was a huge flood after, like within hours of me traveling from there. So I woke up super early because I knew the flood was coming, and I could feel it. I was like, ooh, it's about to get huge. And it was one of the largest floods that they had in the history of LA. That day that I traveled from there, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I traveled early, because when I left there, it was already like, there was already a swimming pool of water at that hotel. It was like, psh, it was like walls of rain, just like, so I escaped there. It was so scary to drive on the highway at that point in time, because the trucks, they don't care. Like, I noticed that when I drive on highways and it's like storming, trucks are like, have experienced storms, and they just think it's like normal just to drive as fast as you can. The faster the better. they're trying to race the storm too. But I'm in like a car, and I was like driving super careful. I was like crying. I was like, oh my gosh, I better be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? I was like shaking and stuff. And then I had to pull over for a second, calm myself, and like center and command that I'm safe, and then continue to drive. But it's always a lot, you know. It's always a lot. Well, blessed love, I have someone here.